So the second factor that contributes to your ad success is creative. So what impact does creative make? Look, man, you have a bad image, it's going to fail to grab the attention of your prospective audience. A good image will grab their attention, leading to more results. The question, though, becomes, what is a good image? Is it an image of multiple faces, of a single face, of who? Is it bright colors, dark colors, professionally produced, or user-generated? So all these things, I mean, think about it. If you do use faces, do you use faces of people that your audience can relate to? Or is it people that they can aspire to be? So younger or older in your prospective audience? Colors, I mean, people respond to different things, but you want to jump out a little bit. Maybe you use bright colors. Maybe you don't. And then in terms of the imagery you use, I mean, certainly something that's more polished tends to be more professional. That said, sometimes user-generated imagery can work great too. If you use video, should you use long video or short video? That's a long debate. So how should you approach this? As with copy, just know there's no specific creative that's always going to work. So if you've got someone telling you there's a specific formula for imagery and always use a face and of a certain type of person and X, Y, and Z, back away, run away from that person right away, because there's no such thing as a template for the creative that always works. Make sure it's a clear image, though, higher quality typically. Even if it's user-generated, it's got to be decent quality. That said, you can get great quality from a stock image. I wouldn't recommend stock imagery. I know that I can pick out stock imagery from a mile away. Now, Facebook also offers access to some stock imagery. I think what is better stock imagery is anything that doesn't include people. Because stock imagery with people is usually just really staged and obvious. Whereas it's something that's around objects that may work better for you. There isn't necessarily a text in image rule like there was back in the day where it couldn't be over 20%. Facebook still recommends less text. They say you'll get more distribution if you don't have a lot of text. And you may even get warnings. Facebook may even throttle your delivery if you've got too much text. Also, make sure you're using proper dimensions, right? Because if not, Facebook may crop. I don't think they'll actually have to blow it up, but if they crop, they may crop out something important. It just may not look right in a certain placement. You got to keep that in mind. You also want to consider different dimensions for different placements. You can also you can have one image type that will work fine in multiple placements, but you should preview that ahead of time. Facebook's done a lot better job these days of being upfront about best practices for images, and so while you're creating these, saying, "Hey, you should use this." So just be aware that that's there when you're creating the ad. Don't ignore that. The other thing is you can customize your creative by placements. Also customize the copy by placements. So if a certain dimension is better for the news feed, for example, a 1-to-1, a square image, you can submit a different image for the news feeds as opposed to stories, which would be the vertical 9-to-16, or right-hand column, which is the old school 1.9 1-to-1. But you can also adjust the copy, just so you know, in the same area where you customize creative by placement, where some placements may have different limitations on text.